the Amaran 60C and the Amaran 120C. They're two brand new panel lights from Amaran. They're double in size, they're double in model number, and they're pretty much doubled in power. Let's talk about the similarities of both of these lights. You're getting the CCT settings, which gives you 2300 Kelvin to 10,000 Kelvin. You have the effects such as the campfire, fireworks, TV, strobe. You also get RGB options where you can dial in specific colors. The other similarities of these two are the accessories that it comes with. First is the Amaran Ace Lock, which is how it attaches to a light stand. So you screw in this part of it, and then there's a magnetic clamp for it. The other accessories that you get with both of these lights are a simple diffusion that goes over the front of the light as such, a softbox, and a honeycomb grid. The softbox is going to attach itself to the light by Velcro straps, and same with the honeycomb grid that velcros to the softbox. So we're first going to do an intensity test on both of these lights. It is a common practice when you're shooting a room to aim a panel light at the ceiling or the wall to help fill the room up. Here's what the room looks like without any of the lights on. That's the 60C at 100%, the 120C at 100%. It's filling up the room pretty well. Take a look at how that matches. So the 60 at 100% and the 120 at 50%. The power cable that comes with the 60C is only good up to 45% on the 120. We're gonna move these to another setup and try the different layers of diffusion on them. This is the scenario that I really wanna test, which is to record talking head. The window on this side typically will act like a fill. So let me turn off the 60 and we just have the window light coming in. So you can see it's just acting like a little fill on this side of my face. So this is the 60C at 20%. It's right here, I can touch it, so it's arm's length away from me. And here's the 120 at 20%. So it's definitely added a lot more in the background. It's just with the softbox. Let's try both of them with the honeycomb diffusion on. This is the 60C with the honeycomb grid on. And let's go to the 120 with the honeycomb grid on and see how that looks. Definitely looks better. Once again, I apologize for looking away. The monitor's over here. So what I like about this setup is I'm using two of the lights. The 60C is lighting me with the honeycomb grid. And then I have the 120C with just the softbox on, pointing away from me so that the blue isn't spilling too much onto me. And what I can do is change the color of that background light. So I could go, neutral. I could make it, warmer, colder, sicker. This setup, I'm bouncing the light off of the wall. So it's hitting this side of my face. You can see the wall behind me is being lit as well. If I angle it at a 45-degree angle, so I get a little bit more of a fill. And then if I bounce it straight ahead off the wall in front of me, so I'm getting a little bit more of a fill in here. So this is just with the one light minus the incidentals. So there's the incidentals. And this is the 60C at 90%. It's not ideal. I mean, obviously a rim light or something to separate me a little bit more from the background would be preferred. But as you can see with the setup like this, you have options. This is one light. So if you have a tube light or a smaller light that you can use to bring out the background more or to use as a hair light, this is another one light setup with this. Right here at the end of my fingertips is the light with the softbox and the grid. It is hitting my hair a little bit. The light itself is above me and tilted down. And then this one over here is doing a little bit of fill. As you can see, as I turn that, it's getting more of the background. Well, that could be interesting too. That gives you that, there's a name for it. So in this setup, I'm on the DJI Osmo Pocket 3, and I'm running the 60C through a 5-in-1 diffusion. I have the windows, the shades up. These are blackout shades. This is with the light off, and this is with it on. What I will often do in a situation where I'm using the Pocket 3 is just open the blinds. If I turn the diffusion off, you get this. This is with the 60C at 20%, and there it is at 10%. Here's another scenario where I would use these lights, and that is to do product shoot, B-roll. In the past, I would use a COB light. Even with the Aperture Mini Dome, it takes up a lot of real estate. Here it is with panel lights, just with the cloth diaper diffusion, if you will, over the light. Here's the 120C, and here's the 60C. Now, this is a scenario where The 120C has the slight advantage because it covers more space. Now in this, I'm using two 4x4s. The product that I'm shooting is only, it's a small lens, so both of them work. The 60 definitely gives enough output and enough coverage. I wanted to see how powerful the 60C would perform. At nighttime, the lights that are on are the incidental lights coming from the shed on the gate. So this is the 60C with a softbox at 20%. Now this is to enhance an evening scene. As I raise up the intensity of it, you can see how much that's lighting up the area. Is that natural looking for film? No, but it's once again just a test to show off how strong the light is. I was curious to see if one of these lights was going to perform considerably better than the other. The biggest difference that I see is the 120 is going to give you more coverage. Bigger light doesn't always mean better light, especially when you're using the softbox or the grid. The 60C can certainly give you a lot of coverage if you use it properly. It's all about the placement, the intensity, and what it's bouncing or reflecting from. What I'm most impressed with both of these lights is their size, their power, their flexibility, and the price. However, what I ended up getting is this dual pack 60C, which comes with two of the lights. What's even better about the dual pack 60C is you get two light stands, where you don't get the light stand with the 120C on its own. For a light this big, it's pretty amazing how much it can do, how much coverage it can give you, and the flexibility. For myself, the reason I wanted these lights is to shoot videos like this, to shoot B-roll, and in some cases where I'm traveling for short documentaries, I'm in somebody's house, I just need a small light to bounce off the wall. Yes, the COB is the professional way to go and the softbox, but sometimes I don't have the room for that. Whether you are using a COB light with a big softbox, or whether you're using a panel light or an LED tube, it's all about how you shape it. It's all about how you control the spill. It's all about how you balance your image. Lighting is sometimes the most confusing thing for people who are just starting out, when it should be the most basic, because nothing's changed. Yes, the technology's changed. There are smaller lights with bigger output, as we see with these, but the way that light functions has been the same since the dawn of man. It's just understanding how to use that light to get the image that you look. And yes, you're going to make some mistakes, and yes, things are going to look bad, but that's the best way to learn. But it's a fun thing to do, and I enjoyed playing with these lights. I'd like to know if you use panel lights, if you have used these panel lights or any other lights from Amaran or Aperture, and what your thoughts are on them. Thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourself, take care of each other.